All right, on this video, I'm gonna mess around with this recoil starter, try and get it fixed. Everything is fixed as far as the motor. It works. I run it on the lake already, but you know, they want to get this this recoil starter fixed so it's not hanging out there. So I got some new stuff. Gonna put a new spring in. This is OEM spring. That's the part number on the spring. Original spring in there. And then I'm going to use this for the rope. I don't think I'll use the starter handle. This is just a normal old starter handle you would use like on a lawnmower or something. And I'll link this stuff if I can find it online. I'll put a link in there so you can find it, because I looked into the diameter of the rope here, and it seems to be the correct diameter on this one for these old outboards. It might be a little longer, but we'll cut it short. So basically we're going to be removing these again. I removed the recoil starter in the carb video because you gotta remove this and the throttle linkage there to get to the carb and pull that off. So you can refer back to the carb video for removal. I'm just going to remove it and take the string off, and then I'll replace the spring, and then we'll rewind the recoil starter and see if we can get this fixed. Okay, so here's the new spring. It has your little hook on the end, which is how it'll fit into the bottom there. There's a little groove in there that hook has to fit into, and I have left this bottom piece on with one screw. That's that 5/16 on the left. There's another one on the right that I have off. I just find that it'll just fall off if you don't have it on there, and you want to have it loose enough to where you can get that groove of the spring into there, but you will still want to have it on, that way you can tighten it down afterward. So I'll just get this. Okay. All right, so that is in the groove there. Get this tightened up a second, see if I can get a better camera angle on that. I'm going to tighten up this left side just so that gets locked in place. Let me put this headlamp on so I can get some light down there. Okay, there we are. Now if you can see, that spring part is in the groove there. There we are. Okay, and now just got to tighten down the other side. Our spring is in there, and the two bolts are bolted down. I'm just going to hit that spring with a little lubricant there, the Deep Creep penetrating lubricant. Okay, now I want to get this recoil. I've taken the old string off, tied a knot in the end of the new string, but before I put it on, we got to get this placed in there and recoiled up. Now it has a little notch in it there that coincides with a notch on the bottom of the spring, so you want to make sure you get that to fit in there properly first. Looks like it's going that way, or else it won't seat down correctly, or you just spin it till you do. Okay, now I'll just get this in there. I've done this in another video, so I don't know if I'll show it. I'll get the roll pin and the two other screws in, and then we'll recoil it up. Okay, I tried to get this recoil starter wound using this needle nose pliers, but it didn't work. It's just too tapered. It gets too thick too quickly there, and it wouldn't keep the tension. It just spun out. So I found a little trick or a little hack to do it, and I'm going to see if it works. It seems like a better idea. So I got a bolt here that'll fit in that hole. It gets stopped on that roll pin that you can see down in there, that roll pin. So what you gotta do is just take this screw, and I'm gonna put it in this vise here. And I just want to grind it down so I can get a hole in the middle so it'll fit around that roll pin. But it won't be tapered, hopefully. Let's see if I can get a thick enough hole to where I can make this work. I think I had the depth on it, but I needed to make it wider to fit around that roll pin, so we'll see how we did on it. Still pretty hot. A second. All right. I think it's still not wide enough to fit down there. We're gonna have to grind her down a little more. Now that really looks like it should work. Looks like a pretty wide opening there, but we'll see here. Okay. I hit it a little bit more. You can see that now. Still a little bit hot. But instead of sitting on the top, that will fit down there on either side of that roll pin now. So, now the idea is, what, 13 millimeter. Got a combination wrench. And the nice part about this is you got to take the flywheel off to wind this up, but you can just kind of, it'll have a lot of tension on it, and then the idea hopefully is I'll be able to just let it sit on there and that'll hold the tension. Okay, so we want to go, we got this wound up here, we got our bolt on, so then we want to go, so when you pull the recoil, this moves in a counterclockwise, and so that's, we're going to wind it up counterclockwise, the way same way you would pull it. Try and do about 15 rotations with this 13 millimeter on this bolt here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ooh, see, that's got a lot of tension on it. Came back down all the way. 12, 13, 14, and it's not, I'm not gonna go 15. That's real tight. I don't know if it'll even, I don't know if it would even go that much. My screw is, well, maybe. Yeah, I'm just gonna do 14. Then we'll let that sit Hopefully that will stay. Maybe I'll put a vice grip on there to further hold that. Let's see here. And then, all right, now that will hopefully give it enough weight where it holds that in place for a second. And here I have my new rope here, and I have, let's see, tied a knot in the one end. Okay, I just want to see where we're gonna feed it through there. Okay, it's gonna be tough to get to that spot there, but let's see. I'm actually gonna just move this a little bit so I can get the rope in, which is right in this spot here. And then I'm gonna move her back a little bit. Okay, I can see it. Just grab onto this. Okay. Let's see if that rope will go through there. There we go. Okay. Now I just want to string through till I hit my knot, and then I'm going to rest this wrench on the crankshaft there. Okay, now just set this here. No. Okay. All right, now if you can see, the rope is, if we can see that. Yeah, you might not be able to see it too good right now. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna just let this. All right, now as I'm letting the wrench turn, I'm winding the cord up into each little strand here. And I just want to make sure too that my bolt isn't going to come out. Okay, keep that tight. Oops. Get that down in there. Okay, it's filling up. And that's about at the end. So now what I'm going to do is just let that sit there again. Okay. And if you can see where we're at here, this is literally the end of the coil. The rope is on there, so I'm gonna feed the rest of this through. We're not gonna need all of it. I'll cut off a little, but I'm gonna feed this through our hole here. Okay, so we've got our hole here. I'm gonna feed this through. Just trying to think how much rope I'm going to need, because I still have to wind it in to our piece here. It's got to go around. I do have to get a knot on the end of it, so it's going to take a little bit, but I'm also going to need to tie another knot on this end too after I cut it. So I'm just trying to think of how much I would need. Let me just maybe take this wrench off for a second. I can hold it with my hand here. Okay, now I can tell it's going to have more of a recoil on it we were getting with that rope dangling down. So I think that if I just I think if I just cut it right here, we'll be good. I'm gonna put this back on for a second just to hold this in place. That's really a good, I like that hack because this holds it there while you can work on the rope. It's really nice. Okay. So I just want to cut this off here. Okay, so I've cut the rope just about here. I'll probably need more than that, but I can pull it out a little and that'll keep it tight. So first thing I'm going to do is put this, wind it through here. Let me just give myself an extra little bit here, and then I'm going to let it sit there. Okay, so I got that. Then I'm going to put it this piece, which will fit in there just like that. So first off, I'm going to put this through here, and then I'm going to tie my little knot here, and then go to the end. See how far I can go to the end with this knot. Okay, now I did this in the video where I took the power head off because I had to remove all this stuff to get the power head off, and I found that to seat this thing in here where you need it, you know what? Oh no, this is right. You just want to smush this down more, and I do it with a needle nose. You want your knot to be smushed. Okay, and then you got some stuff frayed on the end here you'll have. So what I'm gonna do is just hit that with a little fire. And that should close it up. Okay. Alright, let's see if we can get that thing fed through there. Okay, I'm gonna go another turn, give me some more room. Let that sit right there. Okay, so this knot will be on this side of the thing. I don't know if I'm smushed enough to fit it in there. Let's see. What can we do to get that in there? This new rope is just a little, I don't know if it's thicker necessarily, it's just new. It's not as beat down where you can smush it down as much, I think. Get this down here. The older one, when I redid it, was a little easier. Okay. I don't know if that'll work or not. We'll find out. I just make that handle a little bit fatter on the one side, maybe. We'll see. I will have to just make that work somehow. All right, then we feed this around through here. Oops, let's get a little bit more rope out there so we can feed it, feed it, feed it. Okay, and then this through this way here, and then you just, this thing now, this is what I mean about making it fat. Oh, that'll fit through there. Let's make it a little fatter on that side, I guess. Not a big deal. All right. Oh, okay. Okay, now let's take our bolt out. Look at that. Look at that recoil, very nice. And it's still taking up. And there's my piece I used there. Got a little bit tore up, but it still held it. It worked. So that was a really good hack. And look at this. No more dangling starter cord. That's gonna hopefully make us start. We got brand new spring and new rope. It's kind of filling, you know, all the way to the bottom there. So we're looking good. That's probably the last thing we're gonna do on this motor. All right, here we are. Everything's completed. Recoil starter, carburetor, fuel system, spark plugs, impeller, new gas line, rec fuel. Let's see how she starts.